Hey family, Almedia here. Happy Life Day to you. Happy LIFE Day. Just wanted to stop on in for a few minutes and do a little car chats with Almedia Exum. Running some errands today, and I stopped over at Starbucks to get my favorite tea. And I was just like, you know what? I'm really challenging myself. Look, so you all, first off, I hope you're doing good today. How you doing today? You doing okay? Listen to this message, maybe you'll feel even better than how you already feeling. So I want to tell y'all, I I'm always thinking, and I'm always thinking about what I want to tell people and how I want to encourage and inspire people, right? And I'm challenging myself to just do more videos because I'm really good at like giving advice and encouraging people. It's just something that the universe has gifted me with. It's not something that I had to practice doing. It's something that has always been within me to just kind of help make people feel better about themselves and gain a little bit more hope. And so, why do I tell you all this? I tell you this because I was like, okay, I'm out running errands. I got to go to the post office and mail off some stuff. I have to go to the other side of town to pick up some items and stuff. And so I was like talking to my inner self, and I was like, you know what? I need to challenge myself to do more videos no matter what's going on in my day, because it's a part of who I am. It's a part of the gifts that I've been given. And sometimes I'll be thinking throughout the day, right? I'll be thinking about stuff and I'm like, oh, I should do a video about this. I should do a video about that. I should do a video about this. And my day will go by and I would not have gone live. And I'm like, as much messages and as much things that I want to tell people and as much advice I want to give people, you would think that me, Almedia, would be going live like 3 to 4 times a day, just doing messages and videos. That's how, if you just was inside of my head, that's how much you would think like, wow, you at least need to do 3 to 4 videos a day. But sometimes I'll look up and the day has gone by and I haven't even done a motivational message. I've had messages in my head. I've had advice and thoughts that I was thinking, and the day will go by and I'll be doing things and then I'm like, wow, I didn't go live. And so I'm challenging myself, no matter what I'm doing in the day, to just do more videos because I know that what I have to say will resonate with people, and it will sink into their spirits and help them, in some way, fashion, or form, right? And so I'm just challenging myself to do that more because it's part of who I am, and it's a gift. And if we don't use our gifts, we potentially lose our gifts. And our gifts, when we have gifts, it's really not for us. Gifts are to be given, right? Gifts have been given to us, but when you have a gift, you give it to others. So if you don't use your gift, you lose your gift. But what I want to talk about today, what was on my spirit to talk about, and I was like, I'm running errands. I don't care. Let me just pull over. It actually just started to rain out here. I had the windows down because I love just breathing in fresh air. And I'm a little stickler for just having like the air conditioner on in cars. I don't really like that. I like opening the windows and just having the air flow on me, just natural air. But I closed the windows when I started this video because I was like, I think I got some lint in my hair. I got lint in my hair, y'all. I was like, I don't want y'all to hear all this wind. And now it's starting to rain. But I said, let me pull over. Let me pull over and talk to you about one of the things that I was thinking about. One of the messages I wanted to share with you all today because someone wants and needs to hear this. And the message I was thinking about, this came to me, and it was like, the message is hope during the off season, right? Hope during off season. And I was like, yeah, Almedia, just talk to. I was saying to myself, me said to me, and me said, what? Yes, no. But I was thinking, I was like, yeah, people need to hear this. A lot of people are experiencing off seasons in their life, and they need hope during these off seasons in their life. And so this is what I just want to talk about for a few minutes. I'm not going to be long, you all. Like, if anyone knows me, they know I could talk for a long time. Sometimes I'll be talking about one topic and I'll go to 3, 4, 5 other topics and then try to come full circle and make it make sense, right? But I ain't gonna be talking too long. I'm not going to be talking too long. Not too long today. That's me doing a whack accent. I don't know what accent that was. A Jamaican accent, I do not know. I'm silly. I'm silly. So you all, I just want to talk about hope during the off season, okay? And what do I mean by this? If any of you all have ever experienced a time in your life where things just was moving slow. Okay. The definition of off season. Let me start with this. The definition of off season, for anyone who doesn't know, is like a time in your life, or like if you're used to things being like active, off season is when things aren't active. Or if you're playing a sport, like if you're a basketball player, the season is when you're playing basketball, right? When you have your games and you're touring and you're traveling. Off season is when basketball, baseball, football is not playing. It's not, you don't have to train or whatever. I mean, people still do train, but you don't have to train. That's the season where things die down. Things slow down. No football games are happening. No baseball games are happening. No basketball games are happening. No hockey games or soccer games are happening. Off season is the seasons where it's slow activity. What was very regularly happening in your life. So if you're used to training every day for your basketball game and going every weekend to travel or whatever, now off season you're not doing none of that. It's just like stagnant, right? And so I hope that semi definition, like that, like that short definition or whatever, or that definition made sense to you all. So that's kind of like what off season is, right? Now, off season in our lives, an off season in your life can be just a time in your life where literally things feel off. You're not where you want to be. There's a time in your life where you were physically fit. There was a time in your life where, you had the money you wanted, you were doing good in school, getting all the great A's and B's, all the grades you wanted to get. You looked the way you wanted to look. You felt good about yourself. Maybe on season for you was, when you had that group of friends that you were always around, or you were able to move in a certain way. For a lot of people, on season was just straight up right before the pandemic started, right? And then the pandemic hit, and that's off season. Literally, most people, like 90% of the country, off season hit for real in the US and around the world during the pandemic, because it created a stagnation in people's lives. Everything changed. If you were used to traveling or whatever, if you were used to going to school every day, if you were used to working in the office every day, if you were used to going to the club every, Friday or Saturday, I'm not a clubber, or if you were used to partying or something, or drinking or whatever, it is that you were doing, it made you feel like you. Off season hit for a lot of the country and a lot of the world during the pandemic. Now, during the pandemic, and even before then, but especially during the pandemic, that's just one version of off season, right? Now, off season could also be combined with whatever else you experienced during like the pandemic, right? And so I'm not just specifically talking about the pandemic, but I'm using that as an example because it's a good example, because a lot of people have experienced off season during the pandemic and even before the pandemic. But off season looks different for everybody, And I just wanted to talk to you all about having hope during off season in your life, okay? So maybe for some of you all right now, you're experiencing an off season where you feel off. Things aren't right. Things are stagnant. There's no activity happening in your life right now. You feel empty right now. You feel cold. You feel alone. You feel unloved. You feel like a failure. You just feel off. Off season is like wintertime. During my Happy Life Day podcast, I talk sometimes about like different seasons. One of my messages was about spring is coming. You may be living in a winter, but spring is coming. Off season can feel like the winter, cold and alone. Maybe off season for you, maybe there was a time in your life where you can get any girl you wanted or any guy you wanted. And now you just feel like there's nobody out there, and no one wants you. Maybe there was a time in your life where you felt like you can go in a room and anybody will want to talk to you. And now you feel uncomfortable being around people. And now you feel like it's just weird being around people now. Maybe for you, maybe your body's just changing. Maybe some of you have experienced a lot of an off-seasoned evolution of your body, right? So for some people, you're getting cellulite, or for some people, you're losing your hair, or for some people, you're getting gray hair. I have a relative, and she started getting gray hair when she was in her 20s. I just thought it was cool. But, different things are happening with the body, and it makes us feel like it's an off-season in our physical body. Some people are experiencing off-seasons in their spiritually off-seasons, emotionally off-seasons. Some people are experiencing an off-season of their emotions. They feel depressed, anxious, hopeless. I'm not gonna say some other ones, but one of them start with an S. Look, listen to my voice. No matter what you're experiencing during this off season, I want to fill you up with some hope. Okay? I want you to know that even though you may be experiencing this off season where things feel hopeless, you feel like a failure. You feel like you're never gonna, be successful. You're never gonna get to your financial goals. Maybe your goal is to just make $100,000 a year. Maybe your goal is to make $1 million a year. Maybe you don't even have a number goal. Maybe you just want a family. Something stable. Everyone has different goals and dreams. And you feel like, I'm never going to reach that goal. You can do anything your heart desires. The universe, God, is on your side. I want to encourage you to have hope during this off season of your life. My phone ringing. Not the one I'm on. My other phone, you all. As soon as I start speaking, I swear I start getting into the message. My phone started ringing. Let me turn this other phone off. Let me turn it off. That's the thing about having two phones. Because this is the one I was on the other day. This one, I don't like the camera quality of this one. This is my main phone. Turned it on vibrate so I can finish this message. What was I saying, family? What was I saying? So I want you all to have hope. I want you all to fill yourself up with hope. The message is hope during the off season. You may feel like you don't have anyone. You may feel, oh my goodness, oh, this really made me feel like, I feel for you because, and I don't know you, but I know you. You know why? Because we're all connected. And I just thought about this and I was like, dang, I know it's people out there that feel like this. And what I'm feeling is like, dang, it's a lot of people that feel like they got hit hard during COVID. They got hit hard. Like, this really took a lot out of them. There's people who have, not only lost their jobs, lost their homes, got evicted. Maybe a lot of relationships have ended during the pandemic. And I'm going to stop saying COVID-19 because they be flagging people videos when you start saying the name and everything. But during this pandemic and the government shutdowns, this plandemic, if you know, you know. During this time, a lot of people have lost a lot. And I just started feeling bad when it just hit me like, dang. Some people have been hit harder now than ever. And some people feel like, yeah, I can't come back from what I lost. This is truly an off season for some people. And if you're experiencing an off season, I want you to know that you are loved, you are valuable, and you matter, and that this off season won't last always. You know, some athletes during off seasons, they start getting really nervous and anxious. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm so used to, like, working and, getting ready for the games. And now I'm just, I don't know what to do with myself. Because it's basically like a vacation. Off season is like a vacation, right? Now, some athletes, they love off season because they can go and spend time with their families because they don't have to travel as much and be at the games and do all these extensive workouts like they do during the seasons. But other athletes, they kind of freak out. Some athletes have been known to like really get nervous and stuff because it's like your whole identity is built around being on season, right? And so you kind of have like an identity crisis when you're not doing what you thought you're supposed to be doing. Like, well, it's not that you're not doing what you thought you were supposed to be doing, but you're not doing what you're used to doing. So during off season, I'm not going to say a lot of athletes. Some athletes have been known to kind of like have an identity crisis. Like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do because now I don't have anything to do because there's no games happening, right? I want to use this example for real life because when things aren't going the way that we're used to them going in life, we have identity crisis, right? We have identity crisis, you all. Like, if you're used to, like, let's say as artists, if you're used to booking shows all the time or going to auditions all the time and then that stops, you have an identity crisis. If you have an off season in your life, there have been artists, celebrity artists, who have said like, oh, I'm kind of freaking out because I feel like I have to do. I have to do things, and now I have nothing to do. Who am I? And you feel like during off season, no matter, excuse me, I just burped. No matter what career path you're on, no matter what you're doing with your life, during off season, people tend to feel like if I'm not doing, I'm not valuable. I want you to know that whether it's your on season or off season, you are valuable. You're even more valuable during your off season. You know why? Because it's who you truly are is not equated by what you do every single day. Now, we should all strive to be our best every single day. But just because we're not going to that job, doing that career every single day, or whatever it may be, showing up in different ways, that doesn't mean you have less value. You still have value. And so I just want to encourage everyone, whether you're in your on season or off season, but especially those in the off season, you still have value. So if you're experiencing loss of a job, loss of a loved one, loss of a relationship, loss of a child, or maybe loss of your career, or even you're experiencing loss of your identity during this off season, you have value. Remember who you are. I want you to gain hope during the off season. Know that even though you're in this place in your life that feels stagnant, that feels like, what am I doing here? How did I get to this point? Nothing's happening the way I want it to happen. I'm just going through the motions. Know that purpose will find you again. Know that off seasons happen, but it's not the end for you. We all have times in our lives where we just feel like, I'm not my best, right? I'm not my best. I could be better. Or I'm not doing exactly what I want to do. I can do so much more, but I still have value. That's what we need to remind ourselves of. I want you to remind yourself that you still have value no matter what's going on in your life, okay? I don't care if you're not working at all. You've been trying to get a job and you're not working at all, or you're not working the type of job you want to work, or maybe you're 40, 50, 60 and you're like, man, it's too late for me. I had this dream and I wasn't able to do it and now I'm just doing this. No. You may be experiencing an off season, but you have value. You can do any and all things that are within your heart. all of your heart's desires can manifest in your life. I want you to get excited. Once you start getting excited about life, once you start visualizing the things you want to happen, you'll start to see that your off season is turning and shifting into an on season. And you'll start to be grateful for the off seasons, because the off seasons are getting you mentally prepared to be grateful for everything you'll receive in your on season. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense, y'all. I hope I'm making sense. Drinking some of my tea here. This is a really good tea. It's Emperor's Cloud tea from Starbucks. Can you see it? Yeah, you all. I wanted to share that with you all today, because my heart was telling me there's a lot of people in the off season. A lot of people feel hopeless, and I want to fill you with hope. Hear me today. Hear Almedia today, family. You are loved. You are valuable, and you matter. You matter. Learn from your off seasons, and then what you learn during your off seasons, share that with other people, because your off seasons are really your test, and your test will be your testimony. You don't know what you're experiencing during your off season right now, how when you overcome that, who you're going to inspire. Maybe you have family members and friends. We all have some form of family, even if we're not truly connected. And, we're all truly family to each other. So even if you don't have any family, what you're going through right now, you'll be able to share this with your family and friends down the road. That's the point of what I'm trying to say. Maybe you have children in your life, or now you feel hopeless about yourself. Work through this off season. Trust me, work through this off season. And what you're going through right now, you'll be able to share that experience with the children in your life. You don't know who's watching you, who's inspired by you, who is trying to keep going with their life just because they have you in their life to look up to. You don't know. And so I say this to say, learn from your off season, because this is a test. This test will be a testimony, and you'll be able to, I had some food or something in my mouth. I gotta know. This test will be your testimony, and this off season will help you for when you're on your on season, for you to encourage and inspire other people in your life, children, family members, friends, colleagues, co-workers, your loved ones. You know what I mean? Your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You don't know who is watching you during these off seasons, and even though he may feel hopeless. Maybe some of you all are dealing with an illness, right? Or you know someone who's dealing with an illness. And if it's an off season for you, it's an off season for them. And an off season that they don't know if they're going to overcome. I want you to know that all things are possible. And they can overcome this off season and be on season again soon. And so can you. Anything and all things are possible when we decide to stir up hope within us and we set the intentions out into the universe. Once you set the intentions out into the universe, once you tell God, the universe, above us and around us, what you want in your life, you'll start to see things manifest for you. I've seen this happen for me. And you know what? It's happened for a lot of public figures. A lot of public figures talk about this type of stuff. Talk about how when they started to shift their energy, especially during their off seasons, they start to shift their energy and start to visualize what it's like to be on season, right? What is it like to live the life that I want to live? Maybe some of you all just want to live a simple life. You just want a house, or maybe you just want to live in an apartment or whatever, and you just want to have family, a husband and wife, or a wife and kids, and that's it. You don't want a big luxury life. That's enough. If that's your dream, that's your dream. And you can have that no matter what your circumstances are looking like right now. Maybe you want to go play professional basketball or football or tennis. And right now, you just don't know if you got it in you to be playing for the pros. Anything that your heart desires, you could have. Visualize what you want your life to look like. Most importantly, Visualize how you want to feel when you get what you want, right? And start feeling that right now. Fill yourself with hope, all right? Fill yourself with hope. Get excited. Get excited because your dreams are coming true. The reality you want is coming true. But everything starts with you and everything starts within. I always say that because once you start the feeling, God gets excited. The universe gets excited. Once you start the feeling within inside of you, once you start getting hopeful and inspired and say, you know what, I may be having a off season. I may be having a sucky week, a sucky day, a bad, month, a bad year, a bad couple of years. But greatness is within me. And good days are coming. Days of laughter, days of joy, days of love. Days of love. I have to say that because love is one of the greatest things we have in this existence. And love conquers all. If you have love within yourself first, because like I said, everything starts with you and everything starts within. Once we start the intention of love, love can heal, love can create joy, can inspire. You start feeling the love in your heart, and I know this probably sounds hippie-ish, but it all makes sense, okay? It's gonna come full circle. Once you start feeling hope and joy and love in yourself, and you start to, give that energy out to other people, it transforms lives. It does. And it can transform yours as well. A lot of people who are like in the hospital or, well, I don't know how it is now during the pandemic, but when people will come and see people in the hospital, people that are in hospitals where you can come and see them and stuff like that, a lot of times to help people get better, people will have like their pictures and stuff around, and family will come and visit them to make them feel better, because at the end of the day, medicine is powerful, you all, but the truest healer of all is love. And if you have no one else around you to share extensions of their love, start the love within yourself. Say your affirmations like I always say. Say, I am loved, I am valuable, I matter, I am beautiful, I am handsome, I am happy, I am brilliant, I am living my best life possible. I am more than enough. I am healthy. I am joyful. I am attractive. I am attracting all the desires of my heart. Start your I am. Stir up that love within yourself. Stir up that hope within yourself. And when you start doing that, you'll realize that no matter how off this off season is, you're going to be in the on season again soon. And no matter how off the season is right now, no matter how off the off season is, no matter how off the off season is, everything's going to be okay. So you embrace the now, knowing that it's just the way things go. It's a yin and a yang. Off season, on season. Off season, on season. No one's always on season. No matter what you see on the internet, no matter what you see on social media, no matter what people tell you, no one's always on. We always go from on and off seasons. Just like we have daylight and nighttime. Just like how the moon gravitates around the earth. And how I had to think about that. I was like, yeah, the moon gravitates around the earth. Just like what I'm trying to say is there's yin and yang to everything. It's a balance. And just know that no matter how long you've been in this off season, your time is coming. So get excited, get hopeful, knowing that joy will find you again if you start it within you. I want you all to get hopeful. I want you all to have hope during this off season, knowing that during this off season, you can start to look around and find things to be grateful for. Look around and find things that aren't as bad in this off season. Like, yeah, I'm not making the type of money I want to make, but look, I was able to buy that sandwich I really like, or I was able to go and get this dessert I really like. I'm not where I want to be, in my career, but at least I'm working towards it. At least I know I'm creative. I may be, experiencing these issues with my marriage, but at least I'm still married, we're not divorced. Or maybe if you're in a relationship and you're not married, hey, I'm in this relationship, it's not perfect, but, I still have the option to work on it, or maybe if you're single, and you want to be in a relationship, maybe, you feel like, I'm single and I want to be loved, I want to be in a relationship, but at least right now I'm finding time to figure out who I am, and the good thing about not being in a relationship right now is I can pour more into myself, and I could decide to date if I want to date, or I could just spend time with friends and stuff. So it's different things to shift the energy of, okay, like, oh, woe me, because it's easy for us to get sunken into this place of woe me, especially during our off seasons. You may see everyone around you happy, but you don't know what's going on in their marriage, in their relationship, in their career, with their family. You see some families and it seems like their family's perfect. You don't know what's going on with them. So don't compare your off season to someone else's on season. Get hopeful, get inspired, knowing that everything you want can come to you. I want you all, no matter what platform you're watching this on, let me know what like 2 desires of your heart, 2 things you want to get excited, or you're getting excited about right now. Leave it in the comment section below, on any and all platforms that this message is going to be on. Okay, let me know 2 things that you're getting excited about, 2 things that are desires of your heart. Maybe you want to make more money, maybe you want to start a family, maybe you want to travel more, maybe you want to get physically fit, whatever it is. Leave a comment saying 2 things that you are getting excited for in your life right now. Let's shift the energy. No matter what's going on during your off season, think about what you're looking forward to. I want you to know that you can have all of the desires of your heart. Look, I was only trying to talk for 5 minutes and it's like 30 some minutes. But when the spirit speaks, I want you all to know that you are loved, you are valuable, and you matter. I don't say this just to say it. I say it because I want you to know that it's true. You are loved, you are valuable, and you matter. If no one's told you, family, Almedia is telling you today, okay? Remember to have happy life days, and if you can't be happy, at least be kind, okay? To others, and most importantly, to yourself. Everything starts with you, and everything starts within. Y'all take care, and remember to have a happy life day.